My name is Sid, and I'll be 75 this year. I've been coming down to the market since 1961. October 6th, 1961, the day of my 14th birthday, was when my mother allowed me 2 children's bus tickets, students' bus tickets, to go down to the women's waiting room at Eaton's. I went to the market instead. I was a hippie in Yorkville. Some of my friends lived, my hippie friends lived in the market then. Some of them live here now. This has been my happy place. You may have noticed I'm not a traditional granny. I don't dress like one. When I'm off camera, I don't talk like one or behave like one. But I didn't get judgment for it. I was just accepted.
My name is Chi Tam. I am the Executive Director of Kensington Market Community Land Trust. A community land trust is an organization of usually neighbors who democratically, collaboratively, cooperatively take buildings in their neighborhood off of the speculative market so that they can be protected for community use forever. The Kensington Market Community Land Trust is Kensington Market's unique spin on the model of community land trust. Right now, the urgency is mostly around providing affordable housing, so that's our first mandate as a community land trust. But yeah, I would love to be building gardens one day. We need more community centers, we need more art spaces, and we need a place where people can live.
My name is Kevin Barrett. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Kensington Market Community Land Trust. I've lived and worked in and around Kensington for about 30 years. I think this is such a beautiful and kind of perfect urban neighborhood. I would say 8 or 10 years ago, a working group was formed, thinking again as using that model as a way to try to get the residential and commercial land into the hands of the community so that it can serve the interests of the community, as opposed to what was happening, which is more and more all these places were getting bought up by private landlords. People were being rent-evicted, big landlords assembling huge amounts of property, and particularly on the edges of the neighborhood, massive overdevelopment, huge buildings. And those forces have really started to impact and drive the real estate here, and we realized we needed to do something or we're going to lose the neighborhood.
I used to work the overnight shelter at St. Stephen's with the homeless populations. And the guys from the shelter then started looking after me when they saw me on the street. Hi, Sid, how you doing? Do you need anything? Have you got cigarettes? Whatever, you know? And looking after the same people and talking to them and hearing their stories, they start to feel like family. And you realize that other than a simple act of fate, what they're living, you could be living. Fast forward a couple of years, I'm sleeping in a park. I was paying $1,000 a month for an apartment at Mount Pleasant in Eglinton from a slumlord. You know, it's one thing to be on the streets when you're 20 and you're a hippie and it's Yorkville. It's another thing when you're in the early 70s and you've been fighting cancer for 10 years and you're on a government pension. I couldn't find anything. And my best friend down here, who's a beautiful Indigenous woman who's lived here for 50 years, her name is Barbette. She said, Sid, don't give up hope, something's happening. And I laughed and said, oh yeah, like my luck's gonna change or something? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, what? And she said, I can't tell you, but I need you to start packing up your apartment. And I went, what? She said, Sid, you're gonna have a home. You're gonna be happy.
We are in front of 5456 Kensington Avenue on the corner of St. Andrew and Kensington Ave. The building itself has 12 units on top that are residential. They are all way under 80% average market rents as defined as affordable by the City of Toronto. And we have 4 commercial units underneath. beautiful stores, particularly some really outstanding Black-owned businesses that have been in the market for a really long time, a particularly beloved convenience store that's kind of an anchor and a little bit of a town hall sometimes for folks. So yeah, the building is one of the many hearts of the market. Its current evolution into community ownership, I think particularly as people are still getting evicted from the neighborhood en masse, it means that there actually is a way for us to fight back. It is possible to stand up against rent evictions. So I think the building means a lot. Now under community ownership, it gives people a lot of hope.
I signed the lease. I was walking up Augusta to go back to the streetcar. A lot of my friends own businesses here on Augusta. They all knew, apparently, I was coming to see it and sign it. And the guys are going, hi neighbor, but their face and the way they're saying, they knew. They knew where I was moving before I did. That's how close the market is. I want my experience to be shared with other people. I want someone else to walk in and their jaw to hit the floor and go, this can't be for me, as they're trying to keep the tears from coming down their eyes.